Hi, welcome back to the next part of building our house. That is the stage that we reached. Today I want to make with you the textures. For that we go in our material modus and we start. All textures that I use are from textures.com. Textures.com. There you can become all textures that I use here. So, we want the wood material. The problem is I tried that yesterday to make that all, and here is an error with this material. So we need to do such other stuff here. We delete all that we don't need. That means that all, but not the roof itself. So delete that, 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 X, and that here too. So we have only the roof parts, and here we have the completely roof, so we can delete here that roof tiles, I think. No, we need them. Okay, good. We now make the following. We mark the whole house and Control C to copy, and I start a new Blender and put in there with Control V. Now we have it in a new Blender version, and now we can work on the materials. I don't know why it happens in the other version that we can't do anything with the materials, but it's eager we do it like we do it now here. Good. File, save as, and give them another name. Uh, Maybe house 13 test um, tutorial 2. File, save. Good. Now we can change the material like I said. I hope you done that what I said to you last time and make the mark seams. You must have all mark seams that are the red lines here to get a good unwrap. I done that with all things that I have. In this case, this pipe I make here a mark seam at the top, at the down part, and so on. And I make that for all the things. Hope you done that. Good. Now we take the wood. So that means we go here to image and open, go under our textures. We need wood. So I must look where I have it here. And I take this one. This is from textures.com. I said it before. So now you ask why we don't see that here. That is because it isn't unwrapped. It must be unwrapped. So we click here the front part, go in edit mode, mark all, and you unwrap, and we take smart UV unwrap. That makes it for us a little bit faster. You see it is in the wrong direction, so we must rotate that. So we go here to node mode, node editor, and take here an UV image editor. A to select all and rotate X 90 degrees. And you see we have another look here. That is good for now. You see that is too fat the texture, so we need the coordinates. And that means we must go in here. Our wood material has here the node editor, that is here. And then you have that here. And here we give them the coordinates. That means here add input. texture coordinates. Then we need a mapping. So we go under vector and mapping. We bring them together, UV to the vector of the mapping. It should be a texture, so we click on texture. We go from vector to vector of our image. And now I can control the size of this texture. So that means when I type in here scale, 0.1, you see it will be finer. When I type in epsilon in y, 0.12, then we have it real small. So we must find the right size to control that. I go again and make a UV unwrap again and rotate 90 degrees, and we can scale manually or not like you would, and we see that isn't that I want. I think we try another one. We try you normally unwrap. You see that looks so. Rotate 90 degrees. That for me looks better. That is like would should look. Uh, Maybe we must find some ways to get their special parts, but that for me works. So make a normally unwrap and rotate it 90 degrees. So we got that. You see the wood is fine, but we have the problem, we need some light map for that, that you see the shining, where should it shine on this wood. So that means we need a glossy. That means we have here add a shader. It is a glossy shader that we need. Glossy is for the glowing point there from the light, and have the roughness, and we mix the diffuse material with the glossy. So we need a mixer, add mix shader, bring them between here, and bring that glossy into that. So you see now we have that glossy point there. The mix is 50-50, so when we go to left we have no glossy, to the right we have full glossy. So we need something that steers where should it be glossy, and it shouldn't be that glossy. So with the roughness you can say how much glossy it should be. You see now it's less glossy when you go left, then here you have a mirror. When you go right with roughness, you have no glossy, and in middle you have middle glossy. You see it here. So we take this image that we have from the wood as a factor to mix that together. So we can handle where it should be lightened. We make it here to 50 or something else here. You see that gives a good result there. Then we need a deepness there. Wood isn't flat completely, so we have here a displacement. That is to make a deepness like a normal map or something else. You can make it with normal map or I would bump, but I make it so. When you go here from color into display, you see here comes the roughness of the material. You see it here also. That is too much. That is overdone. So we need to control that. We can control that with a converter, and we need a math converter and bring them beside that. So I can control how hard that should be. There are different methods to do that. You can read them all under the Blender Guru. He has there a good tutorial. I posted that often in my Facebook group, but you can also take this one here. So I go to multiply. It is a little bit less, you see that, but we must go here deeper. So we take a 0.1 or so, and now you see that looks better, not so unreal that before. I think that is a good result for that. So file save. The same we need to do with this parts here that must be unwrapped too. So we mark all and you unwrap and you see it again. We are in the wrong direction. So we get here to the UV image editor and rotate 90 degrees. And then we have a floating with the material like we would. That we make with all windows and doors. So go edit mode, mark all, U to unwrap, go here in the UV image editor, rotate AX90. You can also make it manually to the rotation, so you don't have that arrows there that we must make all manually later. I try once again to unwrap with Smart UV project, and we see that is good too. Rotate 90 degrees. Sometimes it's better, like the normal unwrap, you must try that. Just play around with that and you will see what's better for you. I make it now with the Smart UV project, rotate 90 degrees, and that is a good result, I think, for some windows there. And here we go on with that. So rotate 90 degrees and with all this stuff. Okay, rotate 90 and here you rotate 90. Good. On the side you so I think that is the last window to unwrap. Good. So we have the doors. We need to do the same one. So I think here on the side there is one door. Yeah. So we must make it there too. So we have that. And that was done. And then we have here these two doors. We must do that there. So we done that. That is good. Now file save. We see that background is white. That is because we have here the original and only the original we can change that are instances. You see that with this cross there. So we go to the original and I have unwrapped and mark seamed them too. Hope you done that too. So, and it should have the wood material too. So we go here to plus, new material, click here on the little ball, and there's our wood material. Why we don't see it? We haven't unwrapped it. So we go edit mode, mark all, U, Smart UV project. We got that. And for me, that is good. You can rotate it like you would. It's no problem. Oh, it don't look so good. So I take a normal unwrap and rotate 90. So that is better for me. Yeah. Good, you can play around with that. I said it you last time, so that you have later all correct in the correct directions. So normally it's better when this one is in the other direction. So that means when you want to make that, you must mark that completely and rotate that so you are in that direction. That looks then little better. You can scale them to get there a better result. You can go to the texture itself and place it there where it should be. There are 1,000 ways to do such. Here it should be normally from the top, that you look from the top and make UV unwrap, and you got that. And now you can scale it or rotate it like before. I think that is okay. Better is it when you apply the rotation scale before. Object, apply rotation scale, then it's better to unwrap because the dimensions are clear then. So, but like I said, play around with that and make all directions correctly, and then you got it. I will make that now not. I want to show you the basics so you can make that rest on your own. We have that here as our sink, I call it, and give them a new material and call it zinc metal. Um, there we have it here. We take the color, this little point. There is image texture. I open my files, take my texture. It's from textures.com. Don't forget that. That's this material. Looks like metal. And we see it here. Now it's only gray, but you know we must unwrap that. So you to unwrap, and we have that material on it. That looks like that. We want to scale the size and the whole other things. So we need to do the same as before. We add input and texture coordinates. We need to add convert vector mapping. Connect UV with vector and vector with vector, and then we make that glossy effect there. So we need glossy shader, and we need a mix shader, and connect the glossy with that. We now have that 50-50, and we need more. So we control that factor with the image. So it the clone is there, and we go here higher with the roughness, that we have a little effect only, but that is enough. That's good for the look. So we got that. Now we need this 3D effect, this place. When we go in there, you see this too much. So we must add the converter math node, bring it between, go to multiply there, and then go here deeper. I think 0.3. That was too much. So we go to 0.9. A little bit too much. So we got to 0.7. No. 2.5. No. 2.3. 3 is good. Good. We have that. The same we do with that thing here. So we give them the material zinc metal and give them you unwrap, and the same we make with that thing here. Give them zinc material assign and you unwrap. Good. We do it with that, and we do it with all. So give here zinc metal, you unwrap, and this whole thing too. Metal sign, you unwrap. I think here I take the Smart UV project. Yeah, that looks better. Now we can control the size, like I said before, with the mapping here. But in this case, I think that is nearly good, but we can go a little bit maybe smaller. So we can take here 9 or 8 maybe. Yeah, from me is good. Good. The same we make here with all these metal things there. So we get that. Then we unwrap from project there. So we got that. And the same we do with the back part there. You Smart UV unwrap, give them sync material, and same here. You unwrap smart project from view. So we got that. You have to do that with all these pipes here. With one pipe, you need to do that. We have that with a array modifier, so we only need to do it on one. The other are then so automatically. So we got that all. File, save. Now we have here the wood on the house itself. So we go there and give this wood material needs to unwrap this house to see that wood material. So you Smart UV project and you see it's the wrong direction. So rotate 90 and then we have a better look from that wood. That's okay. The rest of the house is we call it puts in Germany. File save first time. Then we got here the puts material. So same as before, we have the material. We go here to the point, give them an image texture. See now it's black. So we open here and go under textures. And this texture is 2 from texture.com. That is that here. And I put it on. That is the texture. You see it's create. So we need the same as the other times 2. Add texture coordinates. Add mapping. Connect UV with vector. Vector with vector. And click here on textures. Then we got that. Now we make the size that it looks like a normal house did. So 0.1 and here 0.1 and you see it's finer. It's like a European house, but I think we go much less. So 0.5 and here 0.5. So we have real fine texture, but I think we can go more. So with 0.2. So we have, yeah, that is real good look. Uh, so that needs the light point there. So add the shader, the glossy shader, the mixer. So mix shader, go in here, take as a factor the picture of the texture. So we got that. That is too shiny. So we go down there. That is not too shiny. That is enough that we have a little effect on there. And then we need this 3D effect. So we go from the texture to the displace. And now we have this 3D effect, but it's too much like before. So we add this math node, converter, math, go between, say multiply, and give them here 0.3. And then we have a little 3D effect, not too much, not too less. That looks good. File, save. Now we come to class material that is here. So that means Class is not only class. Um, the renderer tries to bring shadow in the class. That isn't that positive that we want, so we will delete this effect that makes the class then lighter than before. So that means we need add input light path that says what should be not displayed on the class. And we don't want a ray shadow there on our class. So to use that, we need a mix shader. So we get a mix shader and we want not shown a shadow. So we get that as a factor. And then we have here the effect that we want to have is a glossy that makes that sharper points there, and it must be without roughness because it's class, yeah. So we can't make the roughness. So file save. So when we look now in render mode, you see it's dark because we have here a new Blender file, so we must make here all this light settings again. That means here we go to the lamp, then we give him here sun, give them here a use, and a little, but only a little yellow for sunlight. So then we need a sharp shadow. So we go here from the size to 0.3. That is sharper shadow now. So then we need a background to get reflections in the glass. So we give here use nodes, background, here on the point, environment texture, open. That you become when you type in Google HDRI. There you can get them. They are for free. Some are for free. You must search them. I must look where I have that here. And then I take this one here. Now I have a background light too that I can handle here. So file save. And when we now render, you see that really looks good, but we have not the roof on there. So we need to do that. Material mode. Then we have the problem with the bottom. The bottom of the house shouldn't be that. It should be a wood or something like wood. So I go in the house and give them here on the bottom a new material. Call it bottom. Bottom. Then I go to this point, image, open texture, and search a wood texture. I take that one. That is good for bottom. So I mark that down part here and give them that bottom material. You see that is too great. So we need to do that all that we done with the other two. So input, texture coordinates, uh, vector mapping, UV with vector, vector, texture. So now we can make them smaller, 0.1 I think, and here 0.1. That looks better. That is wonderful wood bottom. That is fine. Here we have to do the same with the glossy and the 3D look there. So add glossy and mix shader. Get in there. The effect is yet now on the whole material. We want to have it only on dark parts. So we get that factor there and give them less cloning, that we only have a little effect there, and give them that 3D look with displacement. You see it? And we need this math node converter to get that better with multiply and uh, 0, 3. That gives a minimal effect. Maybe we can take a 0.5. Yeah, that's maximum, I will say. Good. We done that. The same we have to do the same bottom. I will use on this thing here. So we have there this bottom here too. So we give them this material too. That means we go here plus and give them here our bottom. Oh, it's written false, but it's ego. So we assign that to that face and to this bottom face. Okay, so we got that. Good. Uh, File save. So let me think. Good. We now get to the other to our original plan file because we must get the roof. So we must look where we have that. That isn't it. That must it. Yeah, that is good. So we need that here and that here. So best is we delete this thing here and get these two guys move to the second layer that we have all on one layer, and then we get them all and Control C to copy, go to our other project, this one, and Control V to input, and now we have our roof there too. That is good. File save. This we look at the material, so we must go here to the original, and you see it's only diffuse. That is bad for the look that we want to have. Here we don't need unwrap and mark seams because there is no texture. We make it only with materials. So add shader, mix shader. We take their glossy shader. We bring them together. We need as factor. We take another thing. We take here layer white that says where should it start, where should it end to glow. And I take this facing here as a factor, and you see the outer part is lighter and the inner part is the other way. And you can control that by the factor here, how strong that effect should be. We want a light minimal effect, and we give them a little less roughness, that we have a class point there, such like that. Good. We need no displacement because there is no displacement. We use no texture. So, okay. File, save. Good. To have a good result there, you need something that is in the house. When you look through the windows, you see nothing there. That is not good for the look. So the best is you go on the internet and look for some pictures of rooms, of inner rooms, like a bath or a bathroom or a bedroom or kitchen or something else, and put them into the house. So add mesh image as plain. Then you search for that things, and I've done that. And I find here a dining room. So I get them, rotate X90, That is my dining room there. You surely can build that all as 3D objects, but there's a lot of work. So I don't want to do that. I scale it that it is as great as this one. That it is a dining room with a couch and so, and that needs an image to see that later. So you get a mission, you see it close, and I give them here a range of 2, so it lights up. And now I bring them into the house. Good. Same we do with the top part there. So we add mesh image. I have here bedroom, rotate X90, and we get them to the size that we can put it in here. You can make that all perfect. I want to make it fast like ever. So here you give them a mission of 2 and bring that in. Good. We have done that. File save. Now, when you look at the house only without a background or bottom there, that doesn't look very fine. So we make there something. And when you look at textures.com, there are some things that you need, such like that here, that are background picture uh, with heaven and some trees that you can get by textures.com. I told it. So we bring that to the background of our house. We good. We take the camera, top view, bring them in front of the house, rotate and set that we look through the house from the side. We go with numpad 0 in the camera mode. It must be orange here. When not, click with the right mouse button on the line. Then grab and move to the left side. You see I can move now the camera up, down, and now grab and hold, press the middle mouse button, hold them and move the mouse to you so you can zoom in out. Good. Then accept with left click, bring them in position. And now we need that here more there and more there. So we must scale that in all that we can close that together as one. Good. That we have. Then we need a bottom. I said it before. So we add mesh a plane. We scale them and get them to the bottom of the house and bring them so that all this gray is gone. You see now we must go here a little bit upper that we have some better look. Then we need to have a bottom there. A house normally is with some stones, and so we make there a middle loop on this bottom there. We make a little bit beside left of the house and one to the right of the house. And now we need materials for that. So that means we need to unwrap that from view. Then we give them material. One should be grass and a new one should be um, stone. So we get the grass. I told you before, textures.com. There you can download grass. And I done that. And I have here grass. But I want another one. I think must think it's that or that. I think it was that one. So I take this grass and you see it's the crate. So we have to do all this stuff there, add coordinates, mapping. So we take a size of 0.04, I think, 0.04. Now we have a very fine grass, but it isn't fine enough. So we go here to a 0.1 and here too. So we have a finer grass. That is good. Uh, when you look now, you see that it's titled. That is bad. We don't want to see that. So we make a second part here with another UV coordinate. So we get UV in the vector, and here we make it not 0.1, we make it here 0.2. And if you want, you can make a little rotation there, 55, and get that vector to the image, that color into the diffuse color, and that should be now mixed together to grass, but with different values there. So we add shader, mix shader, and bring that in to 50-50, and now we have no tileable look like before. You can also give them a little 3D effect if you want, with Math Node or not with Math Node like you would. So we have that, but we want to have the stones too there. So that means we go here to stones, give them here image texture, and give them some stone material. You can take such like that, but I find another one. It's from textures.com. I said 1,000 times. I think I take that one here. So we have to do that in the middle. So we click the middle and give them stone material. We have to do the same like with the grass. So that means when we go to grass material, we don't want to make it each time completely new. So we click here, we hold the shift, the mapping, the mix shader, and Control C. We go to stone material, Control V, and we can input that. So we don't must make it each time new, and connect that now with the stone. And you see we have that stone material there. And we need the 3D effect on it. That looks deeper then. And you can make a glossy to it. So add input shader and glossy shader and bring that on. It should be not so hard and less glossy, really less. So such like that. Good. We done that all. We looked through the camera. We got now that file save. And when we now hit their render, you see we have a nice looking result there. That is our house. You see shadows there correctly. When you now render that, that looks good. We have a problem here with the shadow, so you must tweak the sun at the other side. And we can do that we get this happen there and give them emit so it looks lighter. And now when we go from the camera to a more rotation that it looks from front and go deeper with the cam, then we got that view. Grab. You see here we must go up a little to close that correctly. Such like that. File save. Yeah. Now, what would I say? The shadow, yeah, the sun was on the wrong side. So we get the sun, it's here, and the direction comes from there. So he makes a shadow from them. So we go to the front and says the sun should shine in that direction and it should rotate set, go to the house. So the sun comes now from there. That's better for the look. So file, save, and when you now render that, you will have a very good result. That is your house when you make that with great samples and a resolution of 4000 or something else.